The next story of the day is about conservative journalist Laura Loomer. She's an investigative journalist who is right-wing or conservative. She likes Trump. She's Jewish. And I know the media, they always say how much they love Jewish people, but it seems strange. As soon as you're like conservative Jewish, the whole world turns against you. But we know this already. I mean, it's like they say they love black and Latino people. Unless you're black and Latino and you actually disagree with them, then all of a sudden they want to like bring the whole world against you. Which is like, it's okay to have a political agenda. Everyone does to an extent, but like what's not okay to me is that they claim we love women, we love children, we love black and Latino people. Just say you like liberal people. Like, you know, that's what conservatives do. They're a little mean sometimes, and I don't agree with it, but they don't lie, and they're not like, we love black and Hispanic people the most, and you're a Nazi if you disagree with us. Like, right-wing people don't do that. You can say what you want about them. Yes, there's fringe, ignorant types. There's super stubborn people and obnoxious people on the conservative side, but they don't say, like, they own these races and act like they're so much better. Like, they're just, like, they don't even talk about race a lot. They, like, talk about policy, and they like people for who they are. Like, I know, crazy concept. Well, they actually just judge people based on who they are inside. Oh, so crazy, but that's what liberals do. They say, we love the Jews so much. We love the blacks and Latinos. But the second you're Jewish, like Laura Loomer, or you're black and Latino, like anyone, the millions of conservative, they hate you. So just to throw it out there before I start, just be honest. Don't say you like black and Latino people. Say you like liberal black and Latino people, and you hate anyone else black and Latino who owns a small business or who's smart, who has a head on their shoulders, who wants to properly raise a family via, you know, maybe religious, maybe not, just like common sense and self-accountability. Just admit you hate those people. You only like people that, you know, kind of lost their mind and think that there's 20,000 genders and agree with everything that you say and think that the fires were started by climate change and there's no other explanation, even though it's pretty much documented now that it was the electrical company that started the fire, and that's like literally where it started, and nobody cares. It's November. It's not that hot. Anyway, you know, Laura Loomer, she got kicked off Twitter, and I'm going to read the terms and conditions. I actually wrote them down, and I'm going to prove right now that Twitter, just like liberals and progressives, like I said, no disrespect. It's okay that you don't like black and Latino conservatives. Like, that's okay. You don't have to like everybody, but just stop lying. Stop saying you're fighting hate speech. Stop saying you're fighting for these people. You don't like them if they don't agree with you, and neither do conservatives, you know, but they don't lie about it. Stop lying. Stop acting like you love women and children. But I'm like, what do you think about the Huffington Post article that 80% of women or young girls are getting raped at the border, like when they come over illegally? Do you care about those children? They're like, ugh, and their like brain explodes because they're like, I spent so long pretending like I cared about children, and now I realize that my policies are getting children raped. It's like, well, yeah, that's what happens when you're a total phony and a total liar who thinks you own certain genders and races. That's what's going to happen. You're going to ruin a lot of things. Just like Hillary Clinton. She's like, oops, I messed up Europe. My bad. But anyway, here's the terms and conditions on Twitter. They say, this is directly from Laura Loomer. She got a notification when she got suspended. It says, violate our rules against hateful content. You violated our rules against hateful content. You may not provoke violence against, threaten, or harass other people on the basis of race, ethnicity, natural origin, sexual orientation, gender identity, religion, affiliation, age, disability, or serious disease. So I want to point out a few things about this, first of all. So our rules against hateful conduct, you can't promote violence, threaten, or harass other people based on race, ethnicity, national origins, all this stuff I just mentioned. First thing I thought was they said gender and gender identity. So this is them completely debunking themselves. So if someone is transgender, they say that the man changes to a woman. I'm not a hater of transgenders. I have a lot of transgender supporters and you know, people who cross-dress and stuff, and I love it. I'm not you. You know yourself, and you have to have fun and enjoy this life. I'm not against it, but they say gender and gender identity like it's separate. So when a man changes to a woman and they say that they're trans, conservatives say, you're not a man, you're a woman. And liberals say, no, they are a woman, they're a real woman. But they're debunking it themselves here, because if it was truly their gender, then you would just say gender. You wouldn't say gender and gender identity separate. If you put gender and gender identity separate in your terms and conditions, what you're saying is there's two different types of people. There's your real gender, your male or female, what you're born with, your genitalia, and then there's gender identity, what you choose to identify as. So you're separating it and debunking your whole argument there, which they do every time, because it's like at a certain point, they don't even believe what they say. They're not even pro-trans. Be a transgender like Bruce Jenner or Caitlyn Jenner. And sorry, I messed it up. I didn't mean to do that. That wasn't sarcasm. I'm not trying to be disrespectful. But he said it was harder to come out as a Republican than it was as a transgender, because they don't actually care about transgenders. They just care about politics. They just hide their ideology behind transgenders and try to use them as like a scapegoat. Anyway, so that's their thing. You can't hate or threaten or harass somebody based on race, ethnicity, natural origin, sexual orientation, gender identity, religious affiliation, age, disability, or serious disease. I've seen death threats have 100,000 retweets. Let me just, it's so much hypocrisy and lies with Twitter. I don't even know where to start, but let me start with the tweet that got Laura Loomer suspended, because it's actually one of the least offensive things she's ever done. It's like with Alex Jones. They suspended him. I'm like, okay, Alex Jones has said a lot of stuff, but the thing they choose of why they suspended him shows that they don't actually believe in it themselves, because Laura's done a lot of wild stuff. She pops up and like interviews people, but here's what they suspended her for. She said, "Isn't it ironic how the Twitter moment used to celebrate women, LGBT, and minorities is a picture of Ilhan Omar, who's the new Muslim congresswoman. Ilhan Omar is pro-Sharia. Ilhan Omar is pro-FGM. Under Sharia, homosexuals are oppressed and killed. Women are abused and forced to wear the hijab. Ilhan is anti-Jewish." The crazy thing about this is, one, spot the lie. I don't think there's a single lie there. Like, even if you're pro Ilhan Omar, you're progressive, like, I'm pretty sure she is anti-Jewish. Like, you know, I don't think she likes Jewish people. And a lot of Jewish people don't like Muslim people. They fight all the time. I'm not saying all people, but like, I don't think she is pro-Jewish. Maybe she'll pretend to be for the newspapers or something, but she's trying to say what I say all the time and what everyone says, which is scary that she got suspended for this. Maybe it was a little aggressive the way she said it, but it's ironic that they're using a picture of her for women, LGBT, and minorities. And it is truly ironic, because in countries like, you go to countries where there's super, you know, like Europe and United States, women have the right to do anything. Women have more freedoms and rights, so much that they're complaining about having two computers. Like, that's how great it is. Like, go tell your great-grandparents you're complaining about having two computers. They'll slap you, not like in the face or something. Maybe just like be like, you know, now I'm trying to not say something politically incorrect or whatever, but it's like, that's what you're complaining about? So women in the Western world get treated very well. Women in the Middle Eastern world, in the Islamic world, every country that has Islam, like pro in the government, women don't get treated the same. You could say it's better. Maybe that's your religion. You say that's how we want to be treated. That's fine. I'm all for it. Like, I don't, to be honest, I don't even hate on Iran and stuff. I don't live there, and I don't think that we do everything right. So instead of like yell at everyone else's culture, I'm more interested in fixing my own culture. I'm not interested in you know, criticizing like how Turkey and you know, Iran and other places, like, you know, how the lifestyle is. I don't really care. But it is true that for like the white liberal woman from America, like, you wouldn't like that country. You wouldn't like being in Iran. You wouldn't like being in Saudi Arabia. There is an overlap. There is a correlation between Islam in government and women not getting treated like they get treated in the Western world. And it is true. Female genital mutilation, FGM, is now, you know, deemed unconstitutional by a federal judge in the United States. So it is coming to the United States thanks to people like Ilhan Omar and others. You know, so I don't know, homosexuals are oppressed and killed in Islamic countries. Not all of them, but a lot more than they are here. So it's like, what did she lie about? What did she say that was even really hateful? She was calling out the hate in another culture. She wasn't hate. She said, "You're anti-Jewish," and they banned her. But what's really sick and crazy about this is not only that most of what she said is pretty much true, even if you're like totally pro-Islam or Muslim. I have Muslim friends that'll be like, yeah, that's what they do in those countries, and that's why I like America. It's, you know, even Muslim people know that. But anyway, what's really sick about this is the Twitter user named Sharika Soul, who is like a lefty. She likes Trump now, African-American black woman, whatever you want to call it. I just see her as a person, but for the story to have context. Anyway, She posts on Twitter, she says, look at all of these pages that exist on Twitter. I'm not going to say the word, obviously, but the name of the Twitter users was I hate, Niggers, the word with a hard ER, not the like you're my friend type that people use. So there's I hate N-word, plural. There's 10, 15 accounts on Twitter that are active, not banned, that have that screen name. So you don't want Laura Loomer to have criticism of Islam on Twitter, but you let people say I hate N-words and that's okay on Twitter? It's literally not that hard to ban something like that, especially with the AI algorithms that they use. All you have to do is type it in. I mean, I could do it if I work for the company in 5 minutes. You say this word, Niggers, any form of that, is not allowed in someone's name and in someone's avatar. It's really not hard to do at all. I mean, it would take 5 minutes for them to do, and they'd eliminate hate speech completely and stop racist, extremely ignorant, and terrible people from making their screen name that. But they don't actually care about race. They don't care about black people. They don't care about Hispanics. They don't care about Jews. They don't care about Muslims. They don't really care about anyone. They want to push this creepy, brainwashing, fake liberal. It's not even real liberal. I have real liberal friends that don't like it. It's a sick, stupid agenda on Twitter that they push every single day, like Laura Loomer said. Every single headline that they put is a stupid, fake, completely like ridiculous, delusional, sometimes outwardly false, fictional story. That's all they do on Twitter. They have the most confused, backwards, delusional staff that I've probably ever seen on social media, which is hard to say because most of social media is far left, like sold out to the CNN lie that basically Hillary Clinton just admitted yesterday was a total lie. So your leader, the one who propagated this lie, just admitted that it was a lie, like literally in the flesh. So like, I don't know, maybe consider your whole ideology because the leader who spent billions of dollars to force you to believe that, Hillary spent $2.1 billion or something. You think that didn't have an effect on the psychology of women? Before her campaign, no one felt that way. It was the Trump election because they spent $2 billion and probably $10+ billion in airtime. And since then, Jimmy Kimmel and Trevor Noah and Stephen Colbert, the amount of energy and time they put into this fake agenda that literally Hillary Clinton half debunked is like $20 billion worth of press. They're literally running people into the gutter. But they don't care. Twitter has death threats on. Twitter has racist stuff all the time. Literally, there's dozens of people with blue check marks who say racist things towards white people or others or religions they don't agree with, Christians. And if you really care about religion and race, it goes all ways. Like, it doesn't matter what race or religion you are, but liberals do that and they get promoted. Sarah Jeong says that white people are groveling goblins and need to go underground. It's kind of racist. I mean, it's specifically directed at a race, telling them to live underground, that they don't even deserve to live above ground. Personally, as someone who likes comedy, I low-key think it's hilarious. I'm not even mad at Sarah Jeong for saying that. I think it's kind of funny. I'm sorry. But if that's allowed and she gets promoted to the New York Times, and literally Laura Loomer just like pretty much tells the truth and she gets banned off Twitter and de-verified for telling the truth, just be honest. That's all I'm asking. Just say it. Don't put a fake terms and conditions that you don't follow. Don't say we really care about anybody threatening violence or harassment against race, religion, ethnicity, blah, 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 gender identity, religion. Just tell the truth. We are super far liberal. We don't care about content of character. We don't care about anything. We care about race, religion, and gender only if it fits our political ideology, and anybody who goes against our political ideology will be banned. Just say that. I'd have a lot more respect for Twitter. I'd be like, you know what? That's a crazy terms and condition to have, but at least they're being honest. Like even Hillary Clinton, like, yes, she lied for 5 years, started wars, killed and displaced millions of people via her policies, but like, okay, at least she told the truth now, and you know, all that other stuff people can hold her accountable for if they want to, but at least she told the truth now. Like, just be like, yeah, like, you know, she did it with Gaddafi. She's like, we came, we saw, he died, ha ha ha. Like, do I agree with that? No, I find it extremely creepy and off-putting, but at least she said it. Now you could see the video and be like, all right, well, she killed Gaddafi and she's really proud of it and happy about it. At least she admitted it. Like, I just don't like liars. I obviously don't like people who do that, but like, just tell the truth, Twitter. You don't care about Jews. You don't care about Muslims. You don't care about Christians. You don't care about America. You don't really care about anything. You want to push your political agenda, and you want to destroy anybody who stands in the way. They literally let the N-word in people's avatar names There's dozens of them. There's at least 10 plus, to not exaggerate, and they're still there. Twitter doesn't care about hate speech. They literally just want to shut down a political agenda. And this is the type of stuff, like Hillary Clinton just admitted, this is what makes people further right, okay? If you tell the truth and you help people and you give them a bone, you say, hey, listen, like I do to conservatives all the time. I say, listen, I understand why you're scared of like mass Islamic immigration to the United States. It makes sense because it didn't work well in Europe. It doesn't work well in large numbers a lot of times. But all Muslim people are not bad. This is what I say. I'm like, I have Muslim friends that agree with you on a lot of things. The CNN and Fox News just doesn't have them on that much, unfortunately. There's a lot of great Muslim people in the world. Most of them are great because if 2 billion Muslim people were as extreme as you thought they were, you would immediately know. They're 1/4 of the world. You'd know in a second if they were as crazy as you thought all of them were. They're not. A lot of Muslim people, most Muslim people are great people, but there's a large chunk of them that are not, and we should really regulate immigration. That makes sense. Trump is right. That's what I say. That makes conservatives and Republicans like Muslim people more. They're like, oh, I show them my Muslim friend who agrees with them. Like, oh yeah, I actually, now I trust Muslims more because like I see that they're actually like reasonable and rational. Here's what doesn't make people come to the left. Here's what drives people further right, is when you say, no, that's not happening. We're never going to bring Sharia law to the United States. They're crazy. They're crazy conspiracy theorists. And then you ban Laura Loomer for literally calling out female genital mutilation. You think that's going to lead people further left? No, it's darting people to the right, like Hillary Clinton admitted. That is fanning the flame, because not only are you not having a conversation with them and being honest about it and then saying, I don't agree, but I agree with what's true. You say, no, everything you say is fake, and then you actually do what they think you're going to do. You do what you're afraid of doing. Like Islamic immigration, it's pretty much in Reuters and Newsweek now that it did, not all Islamic immigration, but the type that they chose to instill didn't work in Europe. So right-wingers are right. Female genital mutilation came to the United States, and now people are getting banned from speaking out against it. You're literally self-manifesting all the bad things that they think are going to happen, and you're making them hate you more. You're not, oh, well, now I love that congresswoman for sure. No, it's making people like her worse. You're proving Laura Loomer's point exactly. You're almost bringing Sharia law to the United States. It's obviously not here, but the weirdest, before I move on, first of all, follow Laura Loomer on other platforms. Personally, I like her. I met her in person. I like her. Her approach is very interesting. She gets right to the core. It can be very off-putting to some people because she's like a dart. Like she's there. She's in the shadow. She's looming. But now that she's got suspended, like Alex Jones, I say go follow her, because if they're going to block her speech out and let others through, clearly there's something they don't want you to see. But also, the weirdest alliance in the world right now is the feminist far-left alliance with Islam, because it doesn't make any sense. If you ship all of these feminists and the far-left Twitter people, ship them to Saudi Arabia and Iran and other countries that are, run by the Islamic religion in many parts, or at least an offshoot of that. You might say it's not the true religion, they're corrupt. I'd agree with you, but go to those countries. It's the opposite of what you think it's like. Like literally there's no more difference. Like on the scale of socially liberal, as far left as you could possibly go are the feminist Huffington Post like Twitter bloggers, where it's like you dye your hair 15 colors, which is tight. I like dyed hair. There's nothing wrong with it. My friends dye their hair too. Maybe I will at some point. But like, all right, you hate men, you love 15 cats, like you hate Americans, you hate Christians, you hate white people. Like that's as far left as you can go. You see a lot of it here on a big scale. Go conservative, you start getting like normal liberals, like you get to like Bill Maher, who's like, oh, and then you get to like normal people who are like, oh, this is creepy. Then you get to like centrists and libertarians, and then you get to right wing, and then you get to like Christians on the right wing who are like, hey, like I want one wife, like, and they're like, oh God, like, oh man, you want your wife to like enjoy her life. And then you start going further, you can't get more conservative on a social scale than Islam. It's literally more conservative than white Christians. You're like, I hate white Christians, and because I hate white Christians so much, I'm going to align with the religion on a world scale that is literally more conservative. And, there's art to me. I don't hate on Islam. You never hear me hate on Islam. One, I say God bless. Someone said I look like her son. She said, Masalah, Anamali, you look like my son. I say God bless. Thank you for blessing me. I love and appreciate Muslims. But also, I just want to get my own culture together. I'm not worried about what Islam's doing, because it's like, yeah, their women are too conservative. For sure, but it's like our women are too liberal. Like, what's worse? Like having a woman like hate everybody and destroy society, or have your woman like cover up her head if she wants to. Like, I don't really have a problem with it, to be honest. I'm not saying I agree with it. I think people should have the freedom of choice, but like I'm not that concerned about it, because like I would be hypocritical of me to be like, oh, how dare you put your woman in a scarf? But meanwhile, it's like, look at your women. Your women are going absolutely insane. That's probably making Muslim people in the Islamic world be like, well, we'd never want to be like those women in the United States. I'm glad my women are like this. Just a random thought I have, but the weirdest alliance in the world, I don't care what people do. It's not really up to me. The weirdest alliance is the far left feminists and the far right Islamic. And then if you disagree with them, they ban you out of existence. Whether you're far right Islamic, they do Sharia law and you can't really speak bad about it. And if you're far left, a woman in America, you ban people out of existence for disagreeing with you. It's like they're complete opposites, but they're so extreme they like see each other, but literally placed in the same room, they wouldn't exist together. It makes absolutely no sense. Laura Loomer's onto something. My final thoughts are, I'm tired of just to wrap it up, and then I have one more story. I'm tired of when it comes to Jewish and Muslim, these are two heated religions / races, ideologies, I don't know what you want to call them. I'm tired of the political correctness where like Linda Sarsour, whose last name ironically or magically transcribes to cockroach. Sarsour means cockroach, is Islamic, Linda Cockroach. She had to apologize recently. She said, oh, I'm so sorry, I condemn my beliefs about Judaism. I'm so sorry. It's not authentic. I'm tired of the political correctness. Like, Linda Sarsour doesn't like Jews. I'm not saying it's okay, but like her apologizing for it because the media made her apologize, it's not going to make Linda Sarsour like Jewish people more. She still probably hates Jews. She hates America. She hates Israel. Like, she just doesn't like Jews. I'm not saying it's okay, but like, I just don't like the lie. Like, oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry I said that. I'll condemn myself and make sure that I hide it from people more. So when I push my agenda of anti-Christianity and anti-Judaism, I actually don't tell people as I continuously push it. Like, no, just tell the truth. Like, just go on CNN and be like, I hate Jews. I hate white people. Like Don Lemon. I'm a fan of Don Lemon's now. He was like, I think white people are terrorists. I'm like, I don't agree with it, but like, just say it. You know, I like that. I'd rather than like lying to my face, just say it. Like, you think white people are terrorists? All right, let people know so it's out there. You hate Jews? Say it, Linda Sarsour. Like, you're not going to make Jewish people stop disliking Islam by like condemning. I'm condemning the fact that you said that. Like, no, Laura Loomer has a problem with Islam. Linda Sarsour has a problem with Jews. I say put them in the same room and make them debate, because to be honest, I don't agree with everything that Laura Loomer says or does. I just don't. I like her as a person. I appreciate the work she does, but like, I don't agree with everything she says. I don't agree with everything she does, but that's okay. We're different people. I don't agree with everything that Linda Sarsour says. I don't agree with everything she does, but I guarantee you I could find pieces from Laura Loomer and Linda Sarsour that they have genuine concerns for their people. You know, Linda Sarsour has concerns. Laura Loomer has concerns. I'm just tired of the BS of like, oh my God, I'm so sorry for the thing that I still believe, but I'm going to pretend like I'm sorry for it so I don't get yelled at. Like, it's so fake and so annoying. So like, if they hate Jews and Islam, I don't hate Jews. I don't hate Islam. I don't agree with either of them. But if that's how they feel, like, say it and like debate it. And then I want to see them debate. Like, I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy for feeling that way, but like, it doesn't solve the problem. Like Hillary Clinton said, it just fans the flame. You're fanning the flame of Islam. If Islamic people have a problem with America and the Islamic world has a problem with Israel, and instead of figuring out what they have a problem with, you just continuously do it and say, oh, we don't know what like, you're not making Islamic people hate America and Israel more. You're making Islamic and America people hate Israel. You're making Islamic people hate America and Israel more. Literally, like in Syria and Libya, what Obama and Hillary Clinton did, that didn't make the Islamic world be like, oh, I really like Israel and America now. It made them hate Israel and America more. And I'm not saying it's justified, but what is justified is like how you treat conservatives when they say, oh no, you're racist, sexist, and xenophobic, but you don't talk to them. Like, I want to talk to the Islamic world. I want to talk to the Jewish world. I want to talk to the Christian world. I want to talk to everybody, put them in the same room, see where they overlap, and then at a certain point, once you've done that, if people can't agree, then you got to protect your country. You know, Israel, at the end of the day, it's trying to protect its nation. United States is trying to protect its nation. Iran is trying to protect its nation. Saudi Arabia, God knows what they're doing, but hopefully they're trying to protect their nation. Like, that's Trump's job. That's Bolsonaro's job. Brazil, like, do that, but at least try to have the dialogue, because we're never going to get to the core of the truth. We're never going to get to the root of the truth if we just call everybody anti-Semitic and anti-Islamophobic and deleting them out of existence. I'm sorry, it just doesn't work. So stop with these labels. Stop with the political correctness. If people feel that way, let them say it, and then you counter it. I'm not anti-Jewish. I'm not anti-Muslim. But I don't want to ban people out of existence. Oh, I don't agree with you, so you can't exist. And I win. I won the debate. I'm pro-Jewish and pro-Muslim. I won. How did you win, Anomaly? Oh, well, I deleted their channels, so the only mine stands. Like, that's what a psychopath does. That's literally psychopathic tendencies. Like, I'm going to win by destroying everyone else around me. It's absolutely insane. I want to win the Jewish and Muslim debate with everybody present, and I want my argument to make more sense. And if it doesn't, if one of the sides makes more sense, that's fine. And if it makes more sense to some people and it doesn't, that's okay, but that's how you win. You don't win by destroying everyone out of existence. It's getting ridiculous, and hopefully, honestly, I don't know why I'm acting like Hillary Clinton's my ally now, because she's probably not. But, like, hopefully more people like Hillary Clinton, like, she said, hey, like, we messed up with the refugee crisis. Yes, you did. Just admit that, and, like, hopefully the left will, like, reel in a little bit and stop, because what they're doing on Twitter, Facebook, Google, and this, like, weirdo, we got to destroy everyone and not even include them, that's how we're going to win, it's absolutely insane. So Laura Loomer banned off Twitter, I believe banned off Facebook the day, which also proves that Facebook and Twitter and all these tech companies are working together behind closed doors, because with Alex Jones, he got taken off. They pulled him up from everything in 24 hours. They're all working together. It's like a big, creepy cult where they want to destroy people out of existence. Twitter, Facebook, all of them. It's weird stuff. But Laura Loomer lives on Instagram for now, so follow her on Instagram, at least to get her perspective, because if they're trying to delete it out of existence, I know that it's not because it's truly hateful, because there's a million things more hateful on Twitter that they never take down because they don't care. They only care about their agenda, which is fine if they stop lying about it. The last story of the day. Thank you guys for joining me. Appreciate you, everyone supporting the podcast or newscast or fishing polecast, casting the line out. Thank you guys on Patreon, donor box, and my free email list. You can sign up for free. It's in the link thing there that I put and stuff. The final story of the day is about Harvard and Yale scientists who have discussed dimming the sun. So to stop